Welcome to the final installment of a very special episode of Ibble Dibble, reacting to episode number 1 of Archetypes with Meghan.
We landed with Archie. Archie was, 4.5 months old? And the moment we landed, we had to drop him off at this housing unit that they had us staying in. We immediately went to an official engagement in this township called Nyanga. Finish the engagement, we get in the car and they say, "There's been a fire at the residence." What? There's been a fire in the baby's room. What? Stop. God, I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
So if you haven't seen a photo of the housing unit, which is actually a gorgeous mansion and estate, check out Body Language Guy's debunking video. Also, can I please say I love Serena's what? Like she can't believe her ears? It probably reminds Meghan of her time with Harry's family. I bet Philip hit her with a sharp what before turning on his heel and walking away at least once.
No. And so we're in the car. We had just landed, an hour or 2 hours before.
Very strong Amber Heard vibes here. Same dramatic fake deep breaths, cadence, pointless addition of irrelevant detail. This is a lie, and she's getting that narcissistic rush from publicly deceiving Serena.
Racing back, we get back our amazing nanny Lauren, who we'd had all the way until in Canada here. Lauren's from Zimbabwe, and we loved that she would always tie him on her back with a mud cloth. And her instinct was like, let me just bring him with me before I put him down. In that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. Someone happened to just smell smoke down the hallway, went in, fire extinguished. He was supposed to be sleeping in there.
I'm too culturally ignorant to comment on the degree of offense this whole mud cloth thing has caused, but there's a commenter on my last video who explained it beautifully if you'd like to check. Also, I'm having trouble working up concern. Meghan is rich enough to hire experienced round-the-clock nannies. She did so. Their job is to nanny the child round the clock. They did so. Crisis averted. I'm also having trouble believing there aren't smoke detectors or a sprinkler system in a government building where international dignitaries and diplomats stay.
Everyone's in tears. Everyone's shaken. And what do we have to do? Go out and do another official engagement.
You're telling me your staff was British and South African and everyone was crying and shaking? No, I don't believe it. Your nanny and your son were eating a healthy snack while some butler turned off a malfunctioning heater or used a single fire extinguisher once. Why would anyone be crying and shaking? And how does that excuse you from your work obligations? I genuinely don't get it.
This doesn't make any sense. Can you just... Why did you not bring him? I was like, can you just tell people what happened?
They wouldn't cancel and tell people about your emergency because there was no emergency. Can't you see that telling people your story would make you seem lazy, unhinged, or both? Not to mention disappointing to the people who have been preparing for your visit for months. If you don't have to go to the hospital, you have to do your job. Take a Xanax. Drink a glass of wine.
The focus ends up being on how it looks instead of how it feels. And part of the humanizing and the breaking through of these labels and these archetypes and these boxes that we're put into is having some understanding on the human moments behind the scenes that people might not have any awareness of, and to give each other a break. Because we...
Whoa. Okay, so again, just reaching, word salad. We're going from women being called ambitious as an insult to people not having sufficient empathy. Are we supposed to deduce that we should be tolerating more overreaching behaviors from the ambitious? Because otherwise I frankly don't see what in her mind is connecting these two concepts.
We had to leave our baby. And even though they moved into another place afterwards, we still had to leave him and go and do another official engagement.
No, you didn't. Again, nanny and staff of how many? Get the baby dressed, put him in a pram, have the nanny roll him along behind you, roll him yourself. People would love it.
These human moments behind the scenes, the ones under the surface, they are everything. Because when we don't swim in the shallow end, and instead choose to dive into the deep end, that's when we gain a more nuanced understanding of each other.
I'm sorry, was that conversation supposed to be deep?
Now, when we originally reported this conversation, the news of Serena's evolution away from tennis wasn't yet public. I knew about her plans, as you'll soon hear, but Serena and I couldn't quite talk openly about it in this type of forum. She's my friend. I wasn't going to betray that trust.
We get it. We get it. You and Serena are besties. Meghan and Serena forever. All hail Psychic Queen Meghan, who knows Serena better than she knows herself. BFF.
But you knew about it for a long time, and I talked with Harry about it a lot as well. When
I remember that day you were here at the house, and I was like, "What are you two just chatting about?" For a solid, it must have been like an hour down.
He was trying to knock some sense into me.
Interesting. I bet Serena always considered herself rather more in Harry's social orbit than Meghan's.
I think I think both of us, or the three of us, really know that sometimes the right decision isn't the easiest decision.
It's a hard
decision.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of thought and a lot of counsel and a lot of support to just go, and then just make the choice.
Oh my gosh, it takes so much support and counsel to stop working as a 40-year-old multimillionaire. It's so hard. Oh, my heart aches for them, truly.
Wait, the year you graduated high school was your first Grand Slam?
My first Grand Slam win, yeah. I need to stop, right? It's like, Serena,
no, I was thinking, like, I was not achieving anything like that at that point. I was driving my little Nissan with the license plate holder that said classy girl. I was not winning Grand Slams.
I feel heard. I feel like Meghan watched my Meghan's a Classy Girl video and recorded this the next day.
I mean, when I was like, if I'm going to do this, it has to be Vogue's September issue, right?
So. I'm sure Anna was grateful.
Oh, Meghan name dropping Anna Wintour. Have they been photographed together? Has Anna deigned to be photographed with the Duchess?
And now, to close things out, there's a little section here at Archetypes that we call 3 words. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself as a kid?
Why as a kid? Who cares? If I was tasked with asking Serena the most useless questions imaginable, I'm not sure I could come up with this.
Oh, as a kid?
As a kid?
Oh, I was very quiet. Very competitive. I had to win. Really insane perfectionist.
We know this. This is every pro athlete.
So what 3 words would you use to describe yourself now, today as the woman that you are?
I would say thoughtful, compassionate. I would say very funny.
You are someone who always laughs at my jokes. either we're the only 2 people in the world who find each other funny, or we're genuinely funny.
This is just wacky. I would be shocked if either had a decent sense of humor.
My last question for you.
Yeah, so I define myself as I'm Serena. I'm powerful, and I have a voice, and I'm not afraid to use it. And but I really define myself as someone that's super understanding, and even how I try to be as a mom, I try to be extremely understanding, extremely thoughtful, and extremely compassionate. I really try to do those things. And I think above all, I'm just a mom. And I love being a mom.
Wow, you've consigned Serena Williams to banality. Congratulations. I wasn't sure it could be done, but you've done it.
We were talking about ambition, a marker of drive, and a commitment to achievement. And yet, as you heard in my chat with my dear friend, the notion of ambition comes with many judgments and nuances, especially for women. The misconception that if you're an ambitious woman, you have an agenda. You must be calculating, or you're selfish, or aggressive, or a climber.
No one is saying anything is wrong with being calculating or aggressive or having an agenda. It's about context. And stop it. There is such a big difference between social climbing as a job and being ambitious in a job.
And that if you're that fierce or strong or brave, then you somehow deserve whatever gets thrown at you, however disproportionate or unfair it may be. And when it's more than most could endure, most men, most anyone, but the perception and the reality, they're just never really the same thing.
So Meghan believes that by failing to use words properly for 1 hour, she's bedazzled, bamboozled, and confuzzled the world into thinking that she, a princess of the United Kingdom, has endured more pain than any other human can bear?
And I think that's a beautiful thing. Thanks for joining me. As ever, I'm Meghan.
Final thoughts? I don't know if I can do this again. She's so insufferable. This is part of the narcissist's MO, just to wear you down with their endless drivel. She's done it. She's worn me down. She's worn me out. Oh my. I'll see you tomorrow for more revenge.